Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. My dear lucky viewers, Assalamu alaikum. This tape will present to you how to observe the contact prayers, the Salat. And you are very lucky because you are trying to learn how to make contact with your Creator, which is the greatest of all worships. In this tape, I will explain to you the meaning of the word Salat. You already heard me call it contact. The word Salat is an Arabic word derived from the root Sila, which means connection or contact. So when you observe the Salat prayers, you make contact with your Creator. It is wrong to translate it as pray. As a Muslim, when you tell somebody, I pray 5 times a day, that is the wrong expression, because other people can tell you, I pray all day. The correct expression for the Muslim is, I make contact with my Creator 5 times a day. This is the meaning of Salat. In this program, I will present to you where the Salat commandment comes from. The contact prayer is mentioned in Quran more than 70 times. And I will show you the crucial verses, like where the times of contact prayers are mentioned in the Quran. Then I will go on to explain to you the source of the contact prayers. When was the first time that the contact commandment came to us from God? And how did it come to our generation? I will explain this to you. Then I will move on to explain why does God want us to establish contact with Him? Why did God command us to observe contact prayers 5 times a day? What is the reason? Does God need the contact prayers, or do we need the contact prayers? After this, I will go on to explain every aspect of the contact prayer. I'm going to start with the call for the contact prayers, the adhan. I will go through the details, even the historical development of it. I will show you how the words are written in English, the English transliteration. Then I will go on to the preparation for the contact prayers, which is called wudu, or ablution. And of course, my sources are always the Quran. There's only one source, and it is this book right here, the Quran. God's message to you, to me, and to the whole world. This is God's final message to the world, and this is our source, the only source. I will show you where the wudu is mentioned in Quran and what the details are. Then I will demonstrate for you how to do the wudu, and I will move on from there to demonstrate for you and describe in detail how to do the 5 daily contact prayers. The morning contact, the noon contact prayer, the afternoon, the sunset, and the night contact prayer. I will explain also some of the fine details of, for example, what happens when you miss part of the contact prayer in a group. You're going to the mosque and you see a group of people praying, you come in late, what to do, and some other fine details. So I hope this will cover everything you need to know about the contact prayer, the most important worship in Islam. You heard me say that the contact prayers must be observed 5 times every day. Okay, where in the Quran do we find these 5 times? They are specifically defined in the Quran. For example, in Surah number 11, ayah or verse number 114, we see 3 times of contact prayers. This is what the verse says. You shall observe the contact prayers at both ends of the day and at night. So here you have 3 prayers at both ends of the day. This is the morning prayer and the sunset prayer. The morning prayer is before sunrise, and the sunset prayer is immediately after sunset. And of course, the night prayer is the last prayer of the day. So here in this verse, we have 3 prayers. We are commanded to do these 3 prayers: the morning, the sunset, and the night. Now, the noon prayer is mentioned in Surah number 17, verse number 78, where it says, you shall observe the contact prayer when the sun begins to decline from the highest point at noon. So this is a very specific description of the time of the contact prayer at noon. As soon as the sun begins to decline from its highest spot of the day at noon, you observe the noon contact prayer. This is Surah 17, verse 78. It says exactly the time of the contact prayer at noon. So now we see the morning prayer, the noon prayer, the sunset prayer, and the night prayer. Well, this accounts for 4 of the prayers. What is the 5th one? We find the 5th prayer mentioned in Surah number 2, ayah or verse number 238, where it says, you shall observe all the contact prayers, especially the middle prayer. The middle prayer has to be the afternoon prayer, because we have the morning prayer, the noon prayer, the sunset prayer, and the night prayer. These 2 prayers here and 2 prayers here. So the middle prayer would be the afternoon prayer. So there you have it, all 5 contact prayers mentioned in the Quran. By the way, the morning prayer and the night contact prayer are mentioned by name in verse 58 of Surah 24. Surah 24, the verse is 58. It talks about Salat al-Fajr. This is the morning contact prayer, and Salat al-Isha. This is the night contact prayer. So all 5 times of the contact prayers are decreed in the Quran.